Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you very much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Friday to you and your family. Obviously, we're taking a look here at Terra Classic, helping you understand the best practice and the big picture. And to all of those who like to thumbs down my videos because I give you foreshadowing news that the price is going to decrease, I mean, please feel free to continue if you'd like, but I think it's fairly childish to do that. So, regardless of that fact, I'm not a financial advisor. I need you to know that. I love teaching people to trade. Hope that you can learn something here today, of course. And if you want to become a better trader, consider joining CryptoCash.tech. I have a link in the description below for my website where you can register for my trading community, academy, and signals. I send out signals for all the trades that I take. I provide you with a really awesome community where we all learn and grow together. Over 200 active members. I have some monster day traders too. They're just killing it right now. So, be sure to check that out in your own time. Also, check out Bitget. It's my favorite exchange. I'm affiliated with them, absolutely. Mainly because I'm very selective and they're my favorite exchange. They offer extremely fast level 2 data. You can get in and get out quickly. There is just a tremendous amount of reasons why Bitget is my favorite exchange. On top of that, they provide us with a $10,000 prize pool, at least monthly or bi-monthly. So once every 2 to 4 weeks, I have a new prize pool of 10,000. Whereas, if you take first place in trading volume, you get 1,500. Second place, 1,000. And the same thing as well for profit and loss ratio. There's also 4,000 of that allotted to trading volume. So these gentlemen right here, or perhaps gentlemen and or ladies, are essentially going to receive that extra 4,000 between the three of them if, of course, no one else comes in to join them, right? So again, the top four get $4,000, essentially, 1,000 per person. So anyways, just really cool stuff to be able to have there because honestly, just using this as your primary exchange, that's all it takes. You have to use the link in the description below to do that though, to qualify. So make sure you check that out. So here's the thing though with Terra Classic, let's go ahead and just jump right in. On the daily, it's not looking good, and it hasn't been for some time. I've been kind of talking about this for a while now, so again, sorry to those of you who are kind of butthurt about the price continuing lower when you expect it to go to $1 in a couple of years, but that's not the case. Even if it were to go to $1 in a couple of years, phenomenal, amazing things would have to happen to be able to get there. And this is not a good sign right here, whereas Terra Classic has effectively aligned itself with Bitcoin, where it sells off hard when Bitcoin sells off, but goes sideways when Bitcoin goes up. That's not a good combination. It really just tells us it's extremely overextended and the fact that we should expect not larger, but more downside moving forward. Okay, until we can break this trend, there's no reason to expect it to continue upwards. All right, that's all I have to say in that regard. As far as the big picture, the macro doesn't look great. Regarding the big picture, we're still only halfway down to 30 on the RSI, so the slow bleed could continue further. We do have a support level roughly at about 18,700, which is where the price wicked down a couple of days in a row back in September. It's roughly about a month ago, but between here and there, there's not much support, minus a Fibonacci support level at about 22,600. Okay, so again, not looking fantastic by any stretch at this point for Terra Classic. Do not expect great things in the immediate future. Okay, and if anyone says, hey, there's a burn tomorrow, doesn't matter. That really doesn't apply. The only time we saw a burn really make a difference was right here when, Binance, I think it was, had a burn, and that's like the largest exchange in the world, right? So I mean, come on, you gotta kind of put two and two together that these other burns are not going to be super impactful. Don't get me wrong, fundamental catalysts absolutely will adjust the price action and shift things in a different direction. But until that happens, we can expect further downside just based on what we see here so far. The macro looks terrible. We are still gaining momentum to the downside as well. So there's really nothing here telling us, we've got 0 out of like 5 indications telling us that the price is going to keep going down based on the daily. Now, how that changes, of course, is on the 4 hour. So if the 4 hour looks bullish, then the daily will inevitably become bullish if that continues, right? And same thing with the 1 hour to the 4 hour, like it works its way up. So if we look at the 4 hour here, we can kind of see we've got a lot of moving averages above the price action, also reiterating key level resistances. Furthermore, too, we're at basically right in the 40, 45 range, I guess you could say, or just upper 30s on the RSI, still under 50. You can see we've been under 50 for a long time for the last, 2 weeks almost, okay? So 2 weeks of bearish divergence has continued to occur. There's been no bullish signs whatsoever except for key level supports at 26,000 roughly that we didn't experience a bounce. We actually got a hard sell as soon as we came down to that ascending or that descending trend line. So generally speaking, not great. We look at the MACD, it is trying to converge, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to, okay? And even if it were to, you can see what happened with the last convergence. It stalled out and got rejected and continued lower. Okay, so again, almost every single indication here giving us a bearish identification that we're moving lower. Okay, there's nothing here that's confirming that we're going to see a reversal in the immediate future. Okay, the only thing that could potentially happen is if Bitcoin has a fantastic day or a fantastic weekend, which is less likely, then we could possibly see this continue higher. Possibly. Okay, but we don't want to, with trading it, you don't want to go on a hope and a prayer that it's going to continue, right? You want to anticipate the worst case scenario and hope for the best. Now I know that sounds kind of contradictory, of course, and trading is contradictory, but generally speaking, if you expect to keep going lower and it does, you're not surprised. Obviously you want to go higher, but you don't take an investment based on that hope. I guess that's what I'm getting at. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the TD sequential and kind of see what's going on here. And let's see if we've had any overextension in the past. We absolutely have. We hit a 9 here on TD sequential, continued lower, got a reset, came down to another 7. So we are overextended to the downside. There's no doubt about that. And the likelihood of a bounce essentially is higher. But how high of a bounce is it going to go? Like how high will this happen? It's not going to be super large because you can kind of see here, of course, it's already kind of blown its load, and it didn't pass its resistance level here, by the way. This was kind of a fake wick there, or a scam wick. There's a lot of different terms you can use for it, but generally speaking, it really tried, but it got rejected at this key level resistance right now, which is really close to about 24,000. We could round up and say 24,000 is the resistance because you can see a previous support level here and a strong resistance level as well. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and put that there. Ouch. All right, there we go. So that's generally what we're looking at here, okay? 24,000 is so far a resistance level. Until we close back up above that, I don't feel comfortable or confident in taking a long. Even still, I wouldn't feel comfortable and confident until we're back up above the cloud. And that won't be for another 24 to 48 hours if we go sideways at the very best. Okay, so lagging spans intersecting with the price action here soon, indicating if you have a short position open, you might have want to take some profits by now. Conversion lines below the baseline telling us we still have momentum to the downside, even though it is starting to converge, so to speak. It looks like it's wanting to come up. That's very similar again to the 4-hour MACD. That's a beautiful thing about the Ichimoku cloud. It communicates really well with the MACD on the 4-hour. And if you have a MACD convergence on the 4-hour and the conversion lines above the baseline on the 1-hour, that gives you like double confirmation. Those are things I like to look for. Right now we don't have that. It's just kind of on the horizon, right? We don't take trades based on potentials. We take trades on confirmation. And again, confirmation is not here. And the reason why, of course, is because we're mainly below both leads on the cloud. And you can see this. Isn't it interesting how the cloud is essentially aligning itself with this descending trend? And it continues to occur until it doesn't. So the way that it wouldn't confirm is if the price would come up here, close above, and maintain a price point of at least 5 or 6 hours above the actual upper lead on the cloud. That's the confirmation I like to look for. Because inevitably, if you have that happen, let's see if I can do this here. Ouch. The conversion line would be above the baseline, right? And then, the conversion line would naturally be above the baseline. And then, of course, the lagging span would be free and clear price action, indicating it's okay to take a long position. So again, a lot of little things, a lot of little reasons why a long right now would be a terrible idea. Now, again, you could be asking yourself, well, why don't I dollar cost average? Sure, that's fine. If this is your long-term goal for Terra Classic to retire on that, then go ahead. But I think that's a hope and a prayer, and I don't think it's worthwhile just yet until we get confirmation that the bottom is in. Okay, the bottom is not in just yet here for Terra Classic, and you need to prepare yourself for the worst and or hope for the best. Okay, preferably in that order. So that being said, that's kind of where we're at here. All in all, not great for Terra Classic. And if other folks are telling you it's going to pump, they probably don't know a damn thing about technical analysis, and they're probably just likely the fundamental folks out there that like to put their little emojis on their pictures, their clip art or whatever it is, where their face just looks completely shocked, right? I'll never do that to you, I promise, because I like to keep things legitimate and straightforward, and Terra Classic is a no-brainer in the sense of not investing in it right now until it confirms its bottom, all right? Take it from me. That's kind of where we're at. I've been telling you this for weeks, but that's okay. Not here to tell you. So I'm just here to say that this data is absolutely screaming bearish divergence, and there's no reason to expect it to change until it does. All right. Thanks again for your time. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.